Henry VIII sits upon his throne, young and full of determination, wearing the heavy crown that symbolizes his rule. Courtiers bow in awe of the monarch.
I am the true ruler of England. With God's grace, I will strengthen this kingdom beyond any other.
In the candle-lit grandeur of the chapel, Henry and Catherine of Aragon stand side by side, bound by marriage and duty.
Together, Catherine, we shall rule as one for the glory of England.
And I will stand by you, my lord, until my last breath.
Henry paces, casting anxious glances at his advisors, who sit in tense silence.
Years have passed and still no heir. Am I to be the last of my line?
Your Majesty, perhaps the doctors, the Queen's health.
Enough. Find me answers.
Catherine of Aragon, somber but resolute, pens a letter to her nephew, King Charles V, asking for support.
Dearest Charles, England's loyalty wavers. I beseech you to stand by me, your blood and kin.
Henry's gaze lingers on Anne Boleyn, confident and alluring across a palace courtyard.
Who is that lady? She has an heir, one I have never seen before.
Anne Boleyn, Your Majesty, daughter of Sir Thomas Boleyn.
Henry, in royal robes, angrily gestures at his advisors as he wrestles with his marital frustrations.
I am king. I will not be denied. Is there no solution to this wretched situation?
Your Majesty, patience may yet bear fruit.
Anne Boleyn shares a meal with her family as her uncle leans in to whisper, steering her ambition.
Anne, the king's eye is upon you.
Uncle, I am well aware. England's throne may yet be within reach.
Catherine kneels in prayer, her strength and faith shining as sunlight streams through the stained glass.
Lord, give me strength to endure what I must. My duty remains, as always, to my king and my God.
Henry stands before the nobles, declaring his intent to sever ties with the Catholic Church.
I am England's sovereign, and no foreign power shall dictate my rule. Henceforth, Rome has no hold upon our land.
Henry and Anne stroll together in the palace garden, a budding romance intertwining their fates.
Anne, you are unlike any woman I've known.
My lord, I seek only to serve England, and perhaps to be of some comfort to you.
Henry and Anne stand at Westminster Abbey, surrounded by grandeur, sealed in marriage.
I now pronounce you man and wife.
Today marks a new era for England and for us.
Anne cradles Elizabeth, her joy dimmed by Henry's disappointed frown.
Our daughter will be great, my lord. She will bear the Tudor legacy.
A daughter, yes, but England needs a son.
Cromwell, surrounded by parchments, calculates his next moves in shadowed secrecy.
The Queen is but more problematic. Her ambitions may yet be her undoing.
Anne glances over her shoulder, feeling betrayal's grip in the shadows.
Whispers and lies surround me. Whom can I trust?
Guards seize Anne in her chamber under Cromwell's silent watch.
How dare you lay hands on your queen?
By the king's order, my lady.
Anne stands before judges, her defiant gaze unwavering even as Henry watches from above.
Anne Boleyn, you are charged with high treason. How do you plead?
Innocent, and history shall prove it so.
Anne kneels before the executioner, the crowd silent and somber.
Lord, receive my soul.
Alone, Henry stares at Anne's portrait, conflicted.
Was I wrong, or was she truly a traitor?
Henry's gaze softens as he meets Jane Seymour in the palace courtyard.
Jane, you are a breath of grace in these troubled times.
Seated in a garden, Jane gently places her hand on Henry's.
I dream of peace, my lord, and of an heir for England.
As do I, Jane, as do I.
Jane holds the newborn Edward, and Henry beams with pride.
An heir at last. England has a future.
Jane's health wanes, and Henry clutches her hand.
Stay with me, Jane. England needs you. I need you.
London celebrates, while Henry mourns Jane's passing in solitude.
Why, God? Why take the only one who gave me peace?
Cromwell stands before Henry, pitching a political alliance.
Your Majesty, an alliance with Cleves would secure our future.
Very well, but I have my doubts, Cornwell.
Henry meets Anne of Cleves for the first time. Her nervous smile met with his visible disappointment.
Your Majesty, I am honored to be in your presence.
Henry, surrounded by his advisors, makes his dissatisfaction with the marriage clear.
This marriage is a sham. I will not be bound to her.
We shall find a way, Your Majesty. The annulment will be swift.
Cromwell, shackled and led away, glances back at the king one final time.
I served you, my lord, faithfully.
And you failed me, Cromwell. Let this be the price.
Catherine Howard captivates the court as she dances with youthful grace, Henry watching her with admiration.
Look at her, such beauty and life. She brings warmth to my heart.
Your Majesty is blessed with a radiant queen.
Catherine meets secretly with Thomas Culpeper in her quarters, a dangerous love igniting.
I feel as though I'm suffocating in this palace. Only with you am I free.
Then let us escape, my love, if only for a moment.
Courtiers exchange gossip-filled glances as Catherine walks by, aware of the rumors surrounding her.
Have you heard? The Queen and that young gentleman. Surely it's more than whispers now.
If the king learns of it, God help her.
Henry confronts Catherine, his fury unrestrained.
How dare you? I gave you everything, and this is your gratitude.
Please, Your Majesty, have mercy. I am sorry.
Guards seize Catherine, her pleas echoing through the palace halls.
No, please spare me. I beg you. I meant no harm.
Forgive me, Catherine.
Catherine trembles on the scaffold, her final moments heavy with regret and fear.
Oh Lord, have mercy on my soul.
In the darkened chapel, Henry sits alone, his head bowed, weighed down by the cost of his choices.
What have I become? All I loved, all I destroyed.
Catherine Parr meets Henry in the palace library, her calm demeanor intriguing him.
Your Majesty, I am honored to serve in whatever way I can.
You have a wisdom about you, Catherine. Perhaps you will be my salvation.
In a private garden, Catherine speaks soothingly to calm Henry's frustrations.
Patience, my lord. There is peace to be found if only we seek it.
Patience? I have little left of it, Catherine. Yet your words bring me calm.
Conservative nobles gather in secret, whispering accusations of heresy against Catherine.
She must be stopped. Her influence on the king threatens our very beliefs.
Catherine pleads her case before Henry, who listens with a softening expression.
My lord, I am loyal to you above all else. You know my heart.
And your loyalty is what has stayed my hand.
In the royal chamber, Catherine and Henry share a heartfelt embrace, both weary yet comforted.
You are my strength, Catherine, in these final days.
Henry lies feverish in his bed, physicians and advisors whispering about the uncertain future.
The end draws near, and still, no clear successor to guide us.
Pray for peace, my friend, for we may yet need it.
In a fevered dream, Henry sees the spectral figures of his 6 wives, gazing upon him in judgment.
Forgive me. Forgive all my sins.
Catherine Parr sits beside the ailing Henry, her sorrow reflected in the dim candlelight.
Rest now, my love, all shall be well.
If I am remembered, let it be for England.
Henry, frail and pale, breathes his last as courtiers hold their breath, marking the end of an era.
The king is gone. Long live the future.
Advisors gather in tense discussion, the future of England now resting in young Edward's hands.
England will need strong guidance.
For Edward's sake, and the kingdom's.
Catherine mourns silently, a single tear tracing down her cheek as she reads from her prayer book.
Farewell, my husband. May you find peace.
In the streets, common folk murmur of Henry's death, their faces etched with worry and uncertainty.
What will become of England now, I wonder?
A grand portrait of Henry and his 6 wives is unveiled in the palace, each queen standing regal and distinct. Henry VIII left an indelible mark on history, a story woven with power, love, and consequence. Sunlight filters through the throne room's grand windows, illuminating the empty throne in a quiet moment of finality. The execution block stands alone, weathered by time as the scene fades to black, symbolizing the brutal and complex legacy of Henry's reign.